You won't believe what happened to Gordon, so make sure to watch the video all the way through. Gordon Ramsay is always on the move. As a chef, he's used to being on his feet all the time, cooking and managing production and his filming schedule, which includes Hell's Kitchen, Hotel Hell, Masterchef, and Masterchef Junior, only adds to that. Even when he's sitting, he's drumming his hands on his legs, bouncing his right knee, or pivoting in his chair. In some ways, his on-the-go demeanor perfectly captures him. He's a doer who would rather take action than make small talk. He reaches for his back pocket the moment he's asked what he eats in a day. "Let me show you," he says, pulling out his phone and scrolling through Instagram, displaying a photo of 2 croissants, a bran muffin, and an orange juice glass. "I ate all 3 of them, so I was very naughty," he says. "I had the muffin and a croissant, and I took that 3rd one with me, so that was breakfast and lunch." Ramsay admits that he doesn't eat 3 square meals a day. He's a grazer, and he's happier that way. "I like the Asian approach of 4 or 5 meals a day, small meals, because by the time I get to an entree, I'm full," he explains. "I like eating small bits and moving on. I'm pretty picky on that front." Instead of a sit-down dinner, he'll snack on glass noodles with tiger shrimp after demonstrating the Philips air fryer at Williams Sonoma in New York. Because he's so active, the Michelin-starred chef isn't concerned with what he eats. "Admittedly, it's the world's worst eating habits because you're constantly grazing," Ramsay says. "Chefs, we graze. We'd be lying to say we cook dinner before we eat dinner. You need to have that emptiness in your stomach to get into tasting constantly everything." Ramsay engages in regular exercise. He's completed 5 Ironman triathlons to date and says he stays on track by committing to 2 major races per year, one in June and one in December. "My son Jack did his first Ironman 70.3 last year," Ramsay told Men's Health UK. "I got all the kids' entrance into the London Marathon, raising money for Great Ormond Street Children's Hospital." Ramsay recently revealed that his doctor told him to slow down following a shocking medical diagnosis. The celebrity chef, who's also a fitness fanatic, recently fell during a run and told The Sun, "I've just come off 2 weeks on crutches as I had meniscus surgery. I did it running up that hill in Richmond Park, bolting up it. And when I got the x-rays back, the doctor said, 'You've got arthritis in your knee.' I'd never heard that word in relation to me before," the 54-year-old confessed. "He told me I needed to start slowing down. It was a case of, imagine you've got 1.5 million steps to run over the next 30 years. Pace yourself." Gordon works out for 2 hours every day and describes it as his release. The star continued, "I'm slightly scared of stopping, but do know I will have to slow down at some stage." Normally, the 3 weeks preceding any race are a flurry of activity. Ramsay swims every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday at a swim club near his Los Angeles home, and he rides his bike on weekends. Sundays are his most intense training days, with an 8-hour session. He gets up at 4 a.m., gets on his bike at 5 a.m., and rides for 180 kilometers. "Then I'll do a 10 or 15K run after that," he says. Some athletes may eliminate sugar or other foods from their diets before a major competition, but Ramsay's approach is different. The mere mention of the D word causes him to pause. "I don't think dieting is healthy. Chefs shouldn't diet. I'm lucky. I can burn calories," he says, patting his stomach. "I just stay on it." Ramsay enjoys working out but despises protein bars. "I'm very lucky that I can train and still eat pretty much what I want," Ramsay told Men's Health UK in an interview. And what he wants definitely doesn't include protein bars. How can a chef get into protein bars and say they taste delicious when they taste effing disgusting? He told the magazine. The Michelin-starred chef understands the importance of protein intake during intense training, but he appears to prefer getting it from other sources rather than pre-packaged bars. Ramsay told The Telegraph in 2015 that it's not so much about training your body as it's about properly nourishing it. "Fuel is so important," he told The Telegraph. "Everyone thinks the more you train, the less you eat, but not so." He said that his own personal fitness fueling schedule fits in well with his lifestyle as a chef. "I don't have breakfast, lunch, and dinner," he said. "I eat 5 times a day, small portions." Ramsay's dedication to fitness isn't motivated by vanity. It's about not allowing history to repeat itself. "My father passed at 53 with a heart attack. My brother's an addict," he says. "So I've got this scaremongering going on a weekly basis that I need to stay fit." It keeps him going to the pool when he'd rather sleep, and it's also what motivates him to compete in both Ironman triathlons each year. He and his wife, Tana, have formed the GTR 100, a 100-person team that requires each member to raise at least 2,500 pounds, approximately $3,679, for the Gordon and Tana Ramsay Foundation, which supports the Great Ormond Street Hospital Children's Charity. Ramsay's wife Tana inspired his fitness journey several years ago. Tana was the one who got Ramsay into working out in the first place. The chef told the Daily Mail in 2018 that he felt he had two options: lose some weight or lose his wife. It was painful, Ramsay told Daily Mail, talking about a time when Tana told him he was overweight. I used to look at myself in the mirror and think, holy shiz. So it was a big wake-up call. Gordon met Cayetana Tana Elizabeth Hutchinson in 1992 when he was 26 years old and she was only 18 years old. They were together for 4 years before getting married in December 1996. Tana, a Montessori-trained school teacher, went on to become a best-selling author with 6 cookbooks aimed at families seeking simple and delicious meals, as well as a TV presenter. With his wife, Tana Ramsay, Gordon has 5 children: Megan, Holly, Jack, Matilda, Tilly, and Oscar. Megan Jane Ramsay. Megan, Gordon's eldest child, was born May 16, 1998. Megan avoids the media whenever possible, despite having 2 celebrity parents, but she did allow her father to throw her a birthday party on a recent episode of Hell's Kitchen. She's an account executive at Freud's and studied psychology at Oxford Brookes University. Holly Anna Ramsay. Holly, 22, was born on January 1, 2000, and has a modeling contract with Est Models and Talent Agency. She has no desire to follow in her father's footsteps in the kitchen. In fact, Gordon recently mocked Holly's TikTok video in which she attempted to make his potato gnocchi recipe. In addition, Holly, a social media star, is co-hosting a mental health podcast with psychotherapist Talitha Fosh, on which she revealed that she was sexually assaulted twice as a teenager. Holly hopes to become a mental health advocate through the podcast. Jack Scott Ramsay. Jack and Holly are fraternal twins who were born on January 1, 2000. Jack, 22, is a sports enthusiast. He participated in rugby in high school, as well as water polo and jiu-jitsu. He attended Dulwich College before moving on to Exeter University. Jack most recently joined the Royal Marines in October 2020. Matilda Tilly Ramsay. Matilda, 20, was born on November 8, 2001, and is the most likely to follow in her father's footsteps. Tilly is an influencer, best known for presenting the BBC cooking show Matilda and the Ramsay Bunch on CBBC alongside her family, which resulted in the cookbook Matilda and the Ramsay Bunch, Tilly's Kitchen Takeover, and has made guest appearances on several of her father's TV shows. She's now a contestant on Strictly Come Dancing, the original British version of Dancing with the Stars. Gordon congratulated her on Instagram, noting that she's one of the youngest dancers ever. Tilly Ramsay is also competing on Masterchef Australia Season 13, where she surprised her fellow competitors by telling them she isn't allowed in her father's restaurants. "I'm not even allowed in my father's Michelin-starred restaurants," she explained. When pressed, she responded, "I've been once." Oscar James Ramsay. Oscar, who was born on April 4, 2019, is the youngest and loves keeping his parents on their toes. And Gordon, who prepares fancy food for his toddler, believes he's the last chance for one of his children to follow in his footsteps and become a chef. And that's all for today's video. Thanks for watching. Do let us know your thoughts on this video in the comments below. If you enjoyed this video, then do like, share, and subscribe to our channel for more such exciting content. See you in the